Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story follows a young couple, Sarah and Adam, who came in feeling overwhelmed by scattered retirement accounts, inconsistent income, and questions about how to prepare for the next stage of their lives. If you've ever wondered how to consolidate old accounts, plan around variable income, or get your financial foundation set before having kids, this case study will walk you through the steps. Sarah and Adam are both 29. Sarah works as an RN in a Minnesota hospital and earns around $65,000 a year, working a .9 schedule. Adam is an environmental engineer whose work has fluctuated significantly. Last year, he brought in about $20,000, but once he secures a full-time position, he expects to earn closer to $40,000 annually. Although they don't have children yet, they plan to have 2 in the future. Fortunately, they can comfortably live on Sarah's income alone, which means everything Adam earns can be saved. That's exactly what they've been doing. By the time they came in for their meeting, Sarah and Adam had built up about $22,000 in savings, along with a modest checking account. They own a home valued around $250,000 with a $190,000 mortgage at a 4% interest rate. Their monthly payment is $1,315, and they plan to stay in this home long term, even as their family grows. Outside of that, they're in great shape. Their only remaining debt is a car loan with about $8,000 left, which is interest-free and scheduled to be paid off soon. They have no student loans and no other liabilities. The only upcoming change is that a friend who has been paying rent to live with them will be moving out, slightly reducing their monthly inflow. The area where things became complicated was their retirement landscape. Sarah participates in her pension through her hospital system, though she hasn't been contributing to the hospital's 403B or deferred comp options due to the way her employer contributions are structured. She also holds a Roth IRA with roughly $10,700, and she has 2 accounts from her time at another hospital with a pre-tax balance of about $19,000 and an additional $3,500 in a Roth 403B. Adam's situation mirrors Sarah's in complexity. He has a Roth IRA worth around $28,650, though he hasn't contributed recently. He also has an employer stock option worth about $3,350 and an old 401k from a previous employer with a vested balance of roughly $6,200. On top of that, he holds a $50,000 non-qualified mutual fund account originally gifted to him by his grandparents. Their goal for the meeting was clear. They wanted clarity. They wanted consolidation. And most of all, they wanted to understand the best way to move forward. One of the most helpful ways to understand Sarah and Adam's next steps is by looking at their situation through the lens of the hierarchy of cash flow, the same roadmap we use in every planning conversation. Their case is a perfect example of how each step builds on the next. Let's walk through how the hierarchy applies to them. Step 1, get the employer match. Right now, Adam doesn't have access to a 401k match until he secures full-time work. So although this step will eventually be his first priority, it isn't available yet. Sarah doesn't receive a match because her employer contributes to her pension instead of the 403B. That means for now, they can skip to the next priority until employer matches become available. Step 2, pay off high interest debt. They have no high interest debt. Their only remaining loan is the $8,000 car balance at 0% interest, so there's no need to rush it. This puts them ahead of many couples their age. Step 3, build emergency reserves. They've done an excellent job here with over $22,000 saved. They have a solid cushion, especially since they've been living primarily on Sarah's income. Once they reorganize their accounts and the roommate moves out, they may need to revisit how much they want to keep liquid, but the foundation is strong. Step 4, max out Roth IRA contributions. This is where the biggest opportunity lies. Sarah should restart her monthly contributions to her Roth IRA, and Adam can start again immediately. Because they have the cash available, he can fully fund his Roth for the year. Long term, once Adam has a 401k match, both Roth IRAs should be maxed annually, even if they strategically use a small amount of their inherited non-qualified account to help. Step 5. Establish a slush fund. As they prepare for future expenses, kids, home maintenance, and irregular spending, a slush fund becomes incredibly valuable. Their current savings can be split between emergency reserves and a small flexible buffer to reduce stress from surprise costs. Step 6. Increase retirement plan contributions. Once they're hitting their Roth IRA goals and Adam's match when available, the next step will be increasing workplace retirement contributions. They can revisit this once Adam transitions into a stable, full-time role. Beyond the numbers, Sarah and Adam's story highlights some important lessons that apply to almost every young couple trying to build a strong financial future. Lesson 1. Living on one income creates massive flexibility. Because they were already living on Sarah's income alone, every dollar Adam earned became an opportunity, whether that meant saving, investing, or building breathing room in their budget. This single habit put them years ahead. Lesson 2. Scattered accounts hold you back more than you realize. With 5 different retirement plans between them, inertia was working against their progress. Consolidation not only simplifies life, it allows clear strategy, better allocation, and better long-term tracking. Lesson 3. Savings without structure doesn't equal strategy. They had $22,000 saved, which is great, but they didn't have a clear system for how that money should be allocated. Once aligned with the hierarchy, every dollar has a job and supports their long-term plan. Lesson 4. Your first financial plan doesn't have to be complicated. With no kids yet and an unstable work situation for Adam, they weren't ready for a full, comprehensive plan, and that's okay. Sometimes the best next step is simply getting organized and setting the foundation. Lesson 5. Good choices compound, even when income is uncertain. They weren't making huge salaries, but they were careful, thoughtful, and patient. They avoided high-interest debt, saved consistently, and made smart investment decisions. That combination matters even more than high earnings. Lesson 6. Insurance and estate planning matter more once kids enter the picture. Their future family plans mean term life insurance and basic estate planning will become essential. Getting ahead of these decisions reduces future stress. So when you look at Sarah and Adam's situation through the hierarchy of cash flow, a clear and actionable path emerges. Their story shows that when you simplify your finances, organize your accounts, and follow a proven structure, you build the kind of stability that makes every next decision easier. We presented 2 pathways for Sarah and Adam, one where they managed the consolidation themselves, and another where they worked with us directly as personal clients. If they decide to try to do this themselves, the plan would involve Sarah opening both a new Roth IRA and a traditional IRA. She would transfer her existing Roth and her Roth 403B from her former employer into the new Roth IRA, and her pre-tax prior employer balance would roll into the new traditional IRA. She would also restart her monthly contributions. Adam would open a new traditional IRA and bring over both of his old employer plans. Because they have the savings available, he could also make a full Roth IRA contribution for the year, strengthening their long-term retirement picture. From there, we would provide them with a 100% stock portfolio allocation for each retirement account, which would give them broadly diversified portfolios. Over time, their saving priorities would shift to Adam, capturing his future 401k match first, followed by both of them consistently maxing out their Roth IRAs, even if they used a portion of their existing non-qualified account to do so. The second option was a more guided approach. If they wanted professional support, we would open new IRAs for both Sarah and Adam and help them complete all transfers. To give them more flexibility, we would also help restructure the non-qualified account so it aligns more naturally with their financial priorities, potentially acting as an extension of their emergency reserves. As we looked ahead, we also discussed the importance of preparing for future life changes. Since they expect to have children, purchasing term life insurance would be an important next step. We recommended that they each carry at least $500,000 of coverage with 20-year terms. They mentioned having some insurance but weren't sure about the details, so reviewing that would be essential. Once children enter the picture, we also encourage them to establish an estate plan. This would allow them to designate both physical and financial guardians and put basic wills in place. In the end, Sarah and Adam are in a very strong position. They're disciplined savers, they carry almost no debt, and they're thoughtful about the future. The biggest challenge for them was simply the number of accounts scattered across different institutions. After discussing the options, they left the meeting feeling clearer, more confident, and fully equipped with a roadmap they could immediately act on. They also appreciated knowing that once Adam's employment stabilizes and they have children, we can build a formal financial plan to help guide them into the next season of life. If you're navigating multiple old accounts, job transitions, or inconsistent income, Sarah and Adam's story shows that the process doesn't have to be overwhelming. With the right structure and a clear plan, you can get organized and make real progress. If this case study was helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop any questions you have in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.